Warning: don't eat another bite until you hear this story. Because one small mistake in your meals, after age 60, can weaken your legs day by day, without you even knowing. I'm Larry, 74 years old, a family doctor for nearly 40 years. I once thought my medical experience meant I knew my body inside out. Until my own legs started failing me. One morning, as I laced up for my usual walk, my knees felt strangely weak. Each step was like carrying an extra 10 pounds. I collapsed into a chair, gasping. At first, I chalked it up to fatigue. But it lingered, day after day. There were moments I nearly fell in the bathroom, just from losing balance. Me, a doctor, I couldn't believe the cause was hiding in the foods I ate daily. Foods I thought were harmless. Foods I believed were healthy, even good for the heart. Then I remembered my grandmother's words. Past 60, eat wrong, and your legs will cry for help first. As a kid, I heard her tell my mom that. I smirked back then. But now, I realized she was right all along. I decided to cut out a few healthy breakfast staples I swore by. And something strange happened. Within days, my legs felt lighter. I stood without wobbling. No more dull aches in my calves each morning. I began to see I'd missed something for years. A truth few people, even doctors, talk about. Today, I'm sharing it with you. Not to lecture, but to help you navigating life's most vital years. Protect your body, starting with the smallest choices. If you've ever felt legs tiring after a short walk, joints stiff when you wake, or cramps jolting you awake at night, then what I'm about to share could be a game changer. And if you think this kind of health insight matters, hit that subscribe button now. I'll share more real stories, simple tips that your doctor might never tell you. I remember it clearly. The story starts with Helen, my neighbor next door, 72, widowed, living alone, kind and meticulous. Each morning, she walked our block, cane in hand to prevent falls. One day, as I watered my front yard, Helen passed by, but she moved slowly, pausing every few steps to rub her calves. Another cramp. Dr. Larry, she said, half joking, half sighing. Last night, I woke up in pain. My legs felt squeezed tight. I invited her in, handed her warm water. As we chatted, I asked a simple question. What did you eat this morning? Oatmeal, as always, she replied, with a banana and almond milk. Been eating that for 10 years, good for the heart. Right? I didn't respond right away. But a thought sparked. Weeks ago, I ate the same way each morning, and that's when my legs were weakest. I started paying attention. I asked other older friends in the neighborhood, and almost all had similar breakfasts. A bit of oatmeal, a banana, some added raisins, a slice of whole grain toast, a black coffee or green tea. Sounds healthy, heart-friendly, right? But guess what? They all shared the same issues. Weak legs, muscle aches, loss of balance. Some even fell getting out of bed in the morning. I grew suspicious. Could the healthy breakfast the world trusts be silently weakening older bodies? I dove back into medical journals, scrutinized every food type, compared diets of patients with similar symptoms, and I uncovered something no one talks about on TV. Foods high in sugar, even natural sugars like in fruit, when eaten without protein and fat, spike insulin fast, then crash it. This drains energy, leaves you exhausted, and robs muscles of strength, especially after 60, when your body no longer produces enough hormones to maintain muscle like before. That's why Helen, and so many others, despite eating healthy, felt weaker each day. When I shared this with her, she stared, stunned. So, I've been hurting myself without knowing? I nodded, gently, and from that day, we made small changes together. Not ditching oatmeal or bananas entirely, but adding small things, like eggs, avocado, or real milk. 2 weeks later, Helen walked faster, no cane each morning, and at night, she slept through. No cramps waking her. I knew then, some things doctors won't tell you. Not because they don't know, but because they're fixated on one-size-fits-all advice. After 60, your body isn't like a young person's. You need to adjust, and I'm here to share everything I've learned. If you're still eating healthy foods like bananas, oatmeal, or sweet fruit in the morning, stick around, because the next part could change how you see breakfast forever. And don't forget, if this feels worth spreading, subscribe, because one video like this might prevent someone from a dangerous fall. I know, some won't believe it. How could oatmeal, bananas, almond milk be harmful? That's because you've only heard half the truth. We grew up in an era where fat was the enemy. Meals low in fat, low in salt, low in protein, those were healthy. But here's the real deal. Lack of protein in the morning is why older bodies spiral downward fast. Muscles need protein, not sugar, to stay strong. Each morning, your body wakes in a catabolic state, breaking down muscle tissue for energy. Without enough protein early, you're letting your body eat itself. Slowly but surely, each day, you weaken a bit. You don't notice immediately, but one day, you stand from bed, and you're not steady anymore. You start gripping the bed frame. You descend stairs, clinging to the railing. You walk a supermarket aisle, but feel as drained as if you climbed a mountain. And you say, it's just old age. No, it's not age. It's the breakfast you thought was good. You need to hear this, even if it stings. Many foods marketed as healthy are just sugar in disguise. Oatmeal, without protein or fat, spikes blood sugar fast. When it crashes, you feel dizzy, tired, weak. Bananas, great, but pack nearly 14 grams of sugar per fruit. Almond milk seems healthy, but has zero protein. And the worst? Many seniors drink black coffee on an empty stomach after a carb-heavy meal. That kills muscle-regulating hormones and drops blood pressure faster than you think. Now do you see why your legs tremble standing up? Why you lose balance walking? Why you ache after waking? It's not because you're lazy. It's not because you're frail. It's because you start each day depleted. Helen is living proof. Just switching breakfast from sweet and light to protein and real, her body began to heal. Instead of oatmeal, she chose eggs fried with avocado. Instead of bananas, half an avocado with a pinch of pink salt. Instead of almond milk, warm water with hydrolyzed collagen. Instead of black coffee on an empty stomach, she waited until after a full meal. And miraculously, weeks later, I no longer saw her cane. She walked our block, back straight, eyes bright, always smiling when she saw me. It's not magic. It's proper nutrition science for those over 60. If you're wondering, what should I eat in the morning to stop feeling frail? Stay with me, because next, I'll share 3 simple breakfast recipes designed for those over 60 to rebuild muscles, ease joint pain, and start your day with real energy. And you know it, if this video's sparking something in you, hit subscribe. We've got more to talk about. I know, many over 60 skip breakfast. I'm not hungry today. Just coffee's fine. Breakfast makes me sleepy. I hear it daily, and I get it. When your body's weakening, it stops signaling hunger. But silence doesn't mean all's well. Skipping breakfast is like driving a car without gas. You just haven't seen the full consequences yet. To reclaim your natural strength, start with the day's first meal. Here are 3 recipes Helen used. They're not fancy. They're not expensive. But they change lives. Recipe 1. Eggs, avocado, pink salt. 2 eggs fried in olive oil or real butter. Half a soft, creamy avocado, rich in potassium. A pinch of Himalayan pink salt. Optional. 1 slice of whole grain bread for extra energy. Light bulb why it works. Eggs. High bioavailability protein. Avocado. Healthy fats for vitamin absorption. Pink salt. Balances electrolytes. Prevents dizziness. Stabilizes blood pressure. Recipe 2. Warm collagen milk. Chia. Strawberries. 1 glass of warm, not boiling, water with a scoop of hydrolyzed collagen. 1 tablespoon of soaked chia seeds. 3 or 4 sliced strawberries, or other berries. Light bulb why it works. Collagen. Supports muscle mass. Joint health. Chia. Fiber and plant protein. Berries. Strong antioxidants. Lower sugar than bananas. Recipe 3. Balanced oatmeal porridge. If you love oatmeal, don't eat it alone. Make it a complete meal. Cook a third cup of oats with unsweetened nut milk. Stir in 1 tablespoon of almond or cashew butter. Sprinkle 1 tablespoon of ground flax seeds. Add a few blueberries for flavor without spiking blood sugar. Light bulb why it works. Adding fats and protein to oats slows sugar absorption. Keeps you full. Prevents mid-morning fatigue. Helen wasn't the only one whose health soared with the right breakfast. Last week, I got an email from Charles, 68, from Arizona. He wrote, I switched from cereal and almond milk to eggs, avocado, and pink salt, as you suggested. Week 1, I was skeptical, but by week 2, I walked without stopping to rest. And for the first time in 2 years, my hands didn't shake pouring morning coffee. That's what I always stress. You're not weak because you're old. You're weak because you're not eating right. Start again, properly, and everything can change. Just one morning, 1 plate of eggs, 1 small, right decision, and what you thought was lost. Strength, balance, confidence, can come back. In the final part, I'll share how to sustain these results long term, and the 3 hidden mistakes sabotaging your recovery, even if you're eating right. Helen changed her breakfast. She felt stronger, lighter, and stood without clutching chair arms. But then, 2 months later, her daughter called me. Helen fell in the kitchen while making lunch. I froze. But what angered me most was the reason. Not her breakfast, not her age, but 3 mistakes so many, even those trying to change, unwittingly make. Mistake 1. Eating right, but sitting all day. Breakfast can spark energy, but if you don't use it, your body starts breaking down the muscle you just built. Just stand up, walk a few laps around the house each hour. Even 2 minutes keeps blood flowing to your legs. Eat, then sit watching TV for 3 or 4 hours. All your effort vanishes. Mistake 2. Not drinking enough water, or just coffee and tea. Muscles need water to flex. Without enough, you'll cramp, feel dizzy, or ache for no reason. Each morning, after eating, drink a glass of warm water. Better yet, add a pinch of pink salt or a lemon slice. Tea and coffee can't replace water. They dehydrate you more than you think. Mistake 3. Not sleeping enough, or sleeping at the wrong hours. You can eat right, walk right, but if you sleep past 1 a.m., or wake 3 or 4 times nightly, your body never recovers. Helen once bragged she only needed 5 hours of sleep, until tests showed her muscle recovery hormones were nearly 0. Turn off lights, TV, and sleep by 10:30 p.m. Just 7 hours of deep sleep. You'll feel the difference in a week. When I asked Helen after her fall, do you feel discouraged? She smiled, softly, and said, I've lived over 70 years not knowing that the smallest changes could make my body respond so strongly. Falling just reminded me, one right meal isn't enough. Each day, I need to choose better for myself. She was right. Your 60s aren't the end. They're the hinge of a new door. A door to recovery, to taking charge, and most importantly, to the freedom of movement you deserve. You don't need to overhaul everything. Just start with tomorrow's breakfast. And if you're unsure, don't know where to begin, just remember, eggs, avocado, pink salt, warm water, 7 hours sleep, then stand up, take a few steps, and watch. Your body will do the rest. If this video touched you, save it, or send it to someone you love. Because sometimes, the biggest change starts with a slice of avocado and an egg.